Hello, welcome everyone to Sport Tech Daily's episode with Vicky Coyle, the founder of startup My Club Tap. Vicky, thanks for coming on.
Thanks, Nakul. Thanks for having me here, and it's great talking to you.
Awesome. Well, look, we're going to definitely be talking about a topic that I'm really interested in today, cricket. So really excited to get into it. But look, as usual, can we get started with a little bit more about your background?
Nakul, I'm based in Melbourne. From India. I've been in Melbourne for about 11 years now. Came here as a student at Deakin University, Burwood campus. Been here for 11 years. Pretty much straight through. Haven't been to any other city to be honest, from a living perspective. So I love Melbourne and love being here. And as you said, I love playing cricket as well.
Awesome.
That's where my journey started with My Club Tap too. And yeah, here we
Cool.
are.
All right, awesome. And look, tell us about My Club Tap. How did you think of the idea?
But purely came off, from my probably madness of playing fantasy cricket while I was young. I think I always had that thing in my in my mind, playing fantasy cricket on copies and with pens and doing scoring and calculating scores. I thought, why not try it out at my own club. I play at a small club here in Melbourne. It's called Deakin Cricket Club. A pretty small club. I thought it might be a good idea to actually create a game and try and see if I can get family members and friends of ours to kind of buy into the club, follow us during the season, because that's something that generally doesn't happen as much. If you're not a very bigger club, generally the following at a local club would be very, very small. So
Right.
that might be a good idea to actually try something like this and see if more people want to follow it. I think that's where that was the pure reason of starting it. That and I think go ahead, let's try and do it. I remember going to everyone, sending them emails, getting them, okay, can you send me 11 players? This is the list, send me 11 players, and I'll do all the calculations and everything. So yeah, it was pretty crazy for the first 2 years that I did it. But being a small club, I think we got about 50 people each, both the years, playing that game. And I was like, okay, this is cool. Quite a few people signed up. And that's how it started. So first 3 years, it was just purely hobby. And but I think over the years, I saw more value, and taking it further to other clubs as well around me here in Melbourne. And that's kind of how it's kind of rolled on from there. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. And look, you mentioned obviously the first couple of years you started with your own club. From a technical point of view, how did you manage to get to a product, I guess a product out there that you can actually use even for 50 players?
Well, as I said, for the first 2 years, it was purely me and Excel files, just
Right,
simple
right.
calculations and trying to, as I said, I used to receive them on a Word document or something, and then whole thing was on my end. I was doing all the
Right.
calculations, and everything was pretty much me. But I think third year is when I went out to other clubs around me and said, you know what, if I run a fantasy game for you, would you be happy and willing for me to do it, even though I'm from a club whom you're playing against?
Yeah.
That was the tricky part at that time, but I think they were good enough, around me, and clubs around me whom I've played with or whom I've played against at times. So yeah, I mean, I think third or fourth year is when I kind of started building it on WordPress. Got a friend of mine to help me out a little bit, trying to put in a bit more code work there to see from a technical aspect. That's the third year is when we actually tried to start building it up a little bit more, where it could start working more automatically than just on Excel files. So it's gradually grown. So year 3 and year 4 is when I think we went online or tried to make more of a website kind of a thing around this.
Right.
But yeah, the number of the clubs in the third and fourth year had gone from 1, 4, 9, and 15. So by the
Wow.
end of fourth, like in the fourth season, I remember doing it for 15 clubs.
Yeah,
You
nice.
can imagine running 15 fantasy games rather than just one club.
Wow. Okay. And I think I just saw a post on your LinkedIn that said you've hit 3,000 lifetime users.
Yeah.
I guess that's a pretty steep increase from where you started. How have you managed that process of growth?
Well, it's been a slow path, Nakul, which I kind of always envisioned that will happen. Yeah, because this is something I have done in my own time. With working full time, it's challenging enough, and also I've got limited resources at hand, so we've got to
Yeah.
make use of whatever resources we had at hand. So we continue to do that, and the number of users, as I recently put out, we reached about 3,000 users from a lifetime perspective. Might not be a very big number if we think about it from a bigger organization perspective. However, as a what do you say, a garage setup thing, to see your idea has been at least able to reach about 3,000 people. That's considerably a good number, I would say, a good starting number. I always see this that I think in the 6 years I've reached a point where now I've got a better understanding of what this does and how this can grow forward and how this can be scaled.
Right.
And so I think that's something I wanted to give to this system. Especially, I only got serious about actually doing it uh, after year 3, after year 4 probably. So
Yeah.
in a way, it's only been a couple of years actually trying to put in something that could work.
Right. Okay. And you mentioned scalability and growth in the future. So skill sets, you mentioned you asked a friend to help out. I think just before we started recording, you mentioned your partner was also helping out. So what are the, I guess, main skill sets that you've needed aside from everything that you've been doing, which is wearing, I assume, 5 or 10 different hats? What are the main technical skill sets to get the product actually out there and scalable from just that one club to 5 or 10 or 15 clubs?
Uh, for the first 6 years, I mean, we can block it as a first 6 year project. Uh, it's changed, as I said. First couple of years or first 2-3 years, it was not as much of skill, to be honest. It was more formulas and stuff,
Yeah.
which I guess pretty much anyone who's got some knowledge about how to go about using Excel would be able to manage, and that's what I did as well at the beginning. uh, Going to year 3 and 4 is when I used a lot more of WordPress and things that I could do with such a system by myself.
Yeah.
Not being a very technical person myself, I had to kind of go through, read, watch videos to how to do and make something like this possible. Again, I didn't have the resources to go to someone to do it or build it for me at that point in time, so I had to do it all by myself. So I did that. But I think in the last couple of years we've had reached out to a few other organizations who can build the system, because it's a more bigger system. So obviously that aspect is something I've got others to help me build going forward as well.
Right. Okay. And look, obviously, coronavirus has impacted the sport industry massively at the moment. With yourself, I'm assuming if you're mainly involved with cricket, you're lucky in a way that it's tended to impact the winter sports more so in Australia. But has there been any changes that you've had to make to your business in the last sort of 3 months because it's impacted you, or have you been, I guess, all right in the last few months?
I reckon the impact, definitely it has impacted where we were or what we were trying to do and achieve during February, March.
Yeah.
We had some things on the horizon, what we were trying to do, and they've kind of all gotten stuck because, one, we can't do any development work.
Yeah.
uh, Especially when you're bootstrapping and just a small startup. All these things matter. You don't have access to the team, or don't have access to take actions. You could plan or all you can. However, you can't really action a lot of things, and that's what I guess we are going through as well. We're
Yeah.
trying to plan. We've got things in place what we want to do. However, we can't action a lot of them. So that's been a challenge. But again, we've kind of used this time to try and see where we can move forward with the system, with something like this. As you mentioned, cricket. If we're lucky, we will have a cricket season.
Yeah.
Hopefully. So we've been planning for that, as you would have noticed on a lot of social posts that we've been making. Things like making the platform free for the clubs for the coming season. So any club, cricket club in Australia or anywhere in the world, if they want to create a fantasy game for themselves, we've made that free for all the clubs to kind of get started and use the platform. And I think that's very, very important. Being a part of the local cricket club myself, I understand, the financial implications and the hardships that clubs go through.
Yeah.
So I think we've tried to kind of see what we can do, and also at the same time make sure the product is ready to be used come the cricket season, because right now cricket is the sport that the product holds. So at least for cricket season, especially in the Australian summer cricket season, the product should be good to use. But then
Right.
again, we are also looking at doing all the future upgrades, integrations, and mobile apps. So there's a lot more there. As I said, we've been working on all of them. It's just that we haven't been able to action a lot of them because of COVID.
Right, right. Okay. And I guess the other thing, you've been around for about 7 years now. Were there any key milestones when you had a really big jump in the amount of clubs or users that you had, and if so, how did they come about? Has it all been through, a lot of word of mouth, clubs referring other clubs, or has it been a lot on your end, having to network with other clubs? How has that part of the process been?
I reckon in the 6 years that we've done it, so in the 6 seasons that I've done my club tap, or
Yeah.
club fantasy cricket that used to be called at the start, we've reached about 75 or 76 clubs across 6 Australian states,
Nice.
and all of those have predominantly been us trying to reach out to the clubs.
Yeah.
Few of them have been word of mouth as well, as you mentioned as well. You've heard about it somewhere.
Yeah.
So I guess word of mouth is helping definitely, and it's predominantly been us trying to reach out to the clubs up until this point. But going forward, I do expect to start picking up a little bit more. As I said, the platform has grown, has changed pretty much every year. Looking at that in year 2 and year 3, and look at it now, it's completely different. It's changed completely. So because we've tried to listen to what clubs want, because at the end of the day it is for them. So got to kind of move with what people want, and
Yeah.
how, and what best can be kind of provided through such a system. So yeah, I mean, hopefully it goes and reaches a little more people. In terms of the jump that we saw, it was in year 5. I think we had about 55 clubs fantasy games running at the same time on the
Wow. Yeah.
platform. That was the biggest year. Last season was a little more quieter because uh, of our own challenges building the platform. It was a new platform last year. However, so year 5 was the biggest one, I would say. About 55
Nice.
games running concurrently at that time.
Wow, awesome. Okay. And I guess in terms of, the sort of sporting community within Australia, we were just speaking before I started recording about the purpose of Sport Tech Daily and trying to connect the different pieces of the sport and tech space within Australia. I guess for you, you're based in Melbourne, you've started this company a few years ago now. Have you had any involvement with any of the other sporting organizations or bodies, or any meetups or anything like that? And if not, from personal level, like you've started this company by yourself, are there any podcasts or any resources that you look into to, I guess, to help a challenge of wearing 6 or 7 different hats and starting to grow a company?
I guess up until as I said, like up until year 3 and 4, it was never something that I kind of wanted to pursue full time,
Yeah.
or go down that path. However, in the last couple of years that I've been doing this, I think I've started to go out to to a lot of association events.
Yeah.
That's something I think was different and was a start that we did, and that's something we actually did. We've actually been doing for the last 3 or 4 years. We partnered with a couple of cricket associations. That's been one way for us to reach out to a lot of clubs, because starting something like this, it is for clubs, and how do I reach, or how do you reach those clubs, has been one of the biggest challenge. So that's something that I've used more as a resource to be able to reach more clubs. But very recently I've started to kind of you know go to few couple of events. Very recently I'd attended one of the marketing events. Again, it's me trying to learn and see what more I have to do to kind of start taking this out from my own hands. I mean, I've always thought of it that it's been too centralized with me all the time. So which is why the platform has kind of moved to a point where the clubs can manage and hold the whole thing themselves. That's a
Right.
technical change in the system, in the way the system was being developed at couple of years back.
Yeah.
So I've made those changes, and those have come from my conversations going to a couple of these events. So one of them was with Marketing Entourage. uh, so that's been my, this is, I would say, Nakul, this is just a start for me.
Yeah.
I've just started going out and reaching out to more people, and again, talking to you is a part of all of that process, and learning, talking to everyone, what more needs to be done to actually take it further into the community, because I do see it as a community thing. So I do try and do that.
Awesome. And I think we were also speaking about, sporting industry meetups and networking groups. Have you seen much of that in Melbourne? I was saying in Sydney there are one or two that I've heard of, but I guess as someone from outside the industry previously, there wasn't a lot that I knew of anyway. Like, is there anything in Melbourne that you've been to or that you would recommend, even if it is cricket specific?
Again, my exposure to it has primarily been around the cricket associations in my area at this stage. So probably not the best answer, I guess, at this stage.
Yeah,
However,
yeah,
this is something I'm exploring as well, trying to see, what more could be done from my end to be able to get to such events, and some things that I could kind of involve myself in more.
right, right. Awesome. Okay, cool. And I guess in terms of the last thing, I wanted to bring up My Club Tap. You mentioned it's been 7 years. It's been quite the journey. It's especially the last couple of years that you've, I guess, taken it more seriously as in a scalable long-term business. What are in the next, say, 2 to 3 years, what are a couple of the main things that you would love to see as future plans for the company?
In the next couple 2 to 3 years, we're looking at obviously adding more sports into the system.
Yeah,
My Club Tab is not just a cricket platform, even though it's just got cricket uh, fantasy platform available on it right now. So that's something we definitely want to be able to do, bringing in more sports.
yeah,
Not too many, but at least 3 to 5 sports over the next 2 to 3 year period, and that's primarily focusing at grassroots sport. Uh, and so that's one of the things. Another thing would be mobile application development. I think that's one of the most requested thing out of those 3,000 people. And that's something has been on the radar and something we wanted to do. So we continue to work towards that and be able to provide that.
yeah,
And the next one would be, you know, connecting and working with a lot of other sport, let's say cricket data platforms out there, to be able to integrate with those systems. So I think these are the three main things that we definitely want to be focusing over the next 2 to 3 year period,
yeah,
because if all of these things are happening by side and happening together, I'm sure we'll be able to reach a lot many more people over the next 2 3 year period.
yeah. Awesome. Okay. And yeah, look, it's definitely really exciting to hear, because I think, by the end of that, you can look back and it'll be almost 10 years, which would be amazing for you to look back on. But I was saying to you before that I've just started playing social cricket after 10 years. So I'll definitely have a word to our captain and see if it's something that we can get a part of as well.
No, see, definitely, Nakul. That's been the whole idea behind doing this. We all follow international sports. We all have international stars. Probably a bit about making stars out of ourselves or people around us,
Yeah,
and
nice.
having a bit of banter and fun around it. So that's been at the core of it. Building something like this, and at the same time, if something of this sort can connect your club with with your players,
Yeah,
with your members, with your family members who are generally not a player or a playing member of the club, with your sponsors. I've always seen this as a central piece to a club, and how it could kind of create value to all the entities that are connected within the club. That's how I always see it, and that's how we've been building it, so that it can work like that going forward for the clubs as well.
yeah. Awesome. Okay, cool. Well, look, thank you so much for coming on, Vicky. It was really interesting to hear all about your product. We'll link back to your site and your LinkedIn profile when we post this up. So if anyone wants to reach out to you, obviously they can directly do that. But yeah, thanks again for your time, and we'll have a chat to you later this year when the cricket's back on.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thanks for this opportunity, Nakul. It was great talking to you. And yeah, any club out there who hopefully we have cricket, and yeah, you can have your fantasy game on my club tab.
Awesome. Cool. Thanks, Vicky.
Thanks, Nakul.
Hope you enjoyed this episode. If you'd like to check out more of our content, go to sporttechdaily.com or follow us on social media across Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, or Instagram.